What's going on there, YouTube? Vaping with reviews like a sir has returned. Anyways, guys, I needed to do that to make myself feel a little bit better because, as y'all know, me and Sarah have been in kind of a weird living situation. We have this apartment, but we have been having to work in another city so that we can actually afford to finish out the rent here until we can move into our new apartment. But yeah, no, I needed to make myself feel better because we returned home to pick up Sarah's car so that she can get to and from work, down where we're working or up where we're working, depending on what you're looking at, to find out that some roommates had moved out, and while we were gone, they took some of our stuff. Yeah, I know. It's kind of depressing, and I'm a little bit pissed off. More than a little bit pissed off, but more on that later. Today, we are going to be reviewing the Lighthouse by vape'n'rate. No, I just think this device looks like a lighthouse. What it really is the Cascade 1 Plus SE. Now what this is the starter kit with the actually Cascade baby. Yeah, I know, look at that motherfucker. It's huge. But this is apparently the baby version. It's not even the full version. But it is a starter kit, sub-ohm kit, on top of this little bitty, decent looking triangular cylindrical device. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the device vapes between 55 and 85 watts, I think, respectively. 85 at the maximum and I think 55 at the lower range. Don't quote me on that because I don't give a shit about looking up the actual specs. I'm a little pissed off. This is going to turn into a little bit of a rant. Not so much about the mod works fine. This motherfucker right here, this one, the Cascade baby. So let's go over the actual look of the packaging, and then we will go over the mod and the tank itself. So this is the packaging it's going to come in. It says Cascade 1 Plus SE right there. You're going to have a little bit of a jargon card on the side. On the back, your your UPC, and some more jargon, some social medias. And then on the side, everything that it comes with and some features. It's got child safety lock. We'll go over that in a second. When you open it up and take that sleeve off, you're going to be shown how to fill it. And then when you open it up, this is where your mod will be initially. It will not have a coil in it, so keep that in mind. When you pop this open, you'll be presented with a micro USB charge cable. Nice little cable. I mean, it's not very long, but at least the cable's nice. Nice springy connection so it doesn't rip and tear. If I can get everything else out of this box. There we go. Got something to come out. Oh shit. Okay, we'll go over the extra goodies in just a second. You get so many pamphlets in different languages. It's not even funny. Like, so many different user manuals. For a stick mod that has one function and then the tank. It's crazy. They're in so many different languages. It's all over the place. Now if I can get this motherfucker out, you know what? There we go. I got fat fingers, so I couldn't get down there. You get a warranty card. Sure, the warranty is okay for the company, as it explains how you can get the warranty taken care of. Little scratch and sniff on the back for all you J. Hayes lovers. Last but not least, comes with two coils. Comes with a standard round coil. Comes with a mesh coil that I have installed. And then it comes with a baggie of goodies. Goodies are always fun. Alright, so let's go over the mod and the tank. Now, I'm going to take this off so I can highlight the individual things, all of the things individually. Now, first of all, you've got this nice little tube mod. Looks better than anything Smot can put out, but that's just personal opinion. got these triangles on there. Fire button. Charge port on there. Do not vape and charge it at the same time. If you do, do it at your own risk. The risk of your face. Has a little vape'n'rate logo right there. Everything's really dark on this, so I'm not sure if y'all can see it. Has a nice little triangle, rounded triangle on the top there. I actually like that. I don't know why. Now to turn this mod on and off, 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll flash. That's actually off, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turns it on, flashes green. Now the different power settings, if it's green, it'll be fully charged. If it's blue, it's about 50 to 70%, and then if it gets below that, it'll flash red. Okay, that's as simple gets. Now let's go over the actual tank, which is where I have all my gripes. Now, when I first started using this a couple days ago, I thought this tank was pretty damn decent, not gonna lie. And I'm actually re-recording this review because I had some more things to say. So, looks like a lighthouse. I'm sorry, it just does. No, that is the only logo on there besides where your fill port is, which is right there. That's an arrow. So what this thing has going on for it is it uses normal coils and mesh coils. Came out with the normal coils first, then when mesh hit, came out with some mesh coils. Now I thought that this vaped pretty damn well. Let's wait for the story until afterwards. So, to fill it, it's gonna have that little arrow right there. You pull up and swivel. They call that a child safety lock to keep children out of it. It's pretty simple, but it can be a bitch and a half to actually grab onto it, considering this portion is actually it's angled, so it's slippery. So it's hard to grab onto. If you grab onto the drip tip, it works quite well, but then the drip tip comes out and then you're fucked. So, pull it up, swivel. You can fill right there, decent sized port, but you get juice on the top of your device if you're not careful, because the bottle will hit the top of the device. It's kind of annoying and a pain in the ass. Everything has a nice matchy matte finish, except certain areas around the airflow. We'll get over that in just a sec. The tank is actually reverse threaded, so same as the top portion up here. So to loosen it, you unscrew like that. And that way you can get down to change some O-rings. Thread it back on. Same with, if I can grab it, because everything on here is tiny as hell, you can unscrew the tank section. But I'm not going to do that because I'll lose all the juice everywhere, all over myself. There we go. To unscrew the main portion, which is how you install your coil, from the bottom, you actually have to grab just the bottom of the tank and screw counterclockwise, like normal, to unscrew it to put a coil in. Coil is installed like normal. The airflow is also reverse threaded, so that when you try to move your airflow, it doesn't unscrew. That's a nice touch. I don't like the fact that everything, it's kind of ambiguous. Like, okay, so everything on the top is reverse threaded and everything on the bottom is normal threaded except the airflow. I mean, I like the airflow portion of it, but that's about it. So they say this has triangle airflow, so it has 3 different airflow slots. Doesn't make a fucking hill of beans different or the difference for the actual flavor or anything like that, but I do like triple airflow more than dual airflow. I just think it looks cleaner, but let's take a hit, which I already did. Now, here's where the gripes start. One, it's got a 510 drip tip. Most people don't have a standard 510. Everything nowadays is coming with an 810 unless you get a mouth to lung RDA, which come with meh 510 drip tips. So if you have an 810 drip tip, it's not going to work on here. It's going to be 510 on the top. That's a gripe. It's also a tall ass drip tip. Don't like that. So yes, those are 2 technically subjective gripes, but they're my gripes, so fucking deal with it. Okay, second gripe is the actual swivel mechanism. They don't give you enough they don't give you enough to grab onto that consistently. If you're even slightly sweaty or you have some juice on your fingers, it's gonna slip right out of your fingers. It's hard to grab like 50% of the time. So that's gripe number 2 technically. First one was the drip tip, and then the top fill. Everything else was going really okay with this tank, and then I noticed the flaw. Okay, first I noticed it from putting it on this Puma 200 watt. I set it at like 55 watts, which is like the lowest setting for this stick right here, the lowest integrated setting for the stick. And I started getting dry hits fairly fast. My juice is 70-30, so I was kind of confused, as most people could think. This coil, the mesh coil, sucks ass. The flavor is decent, I'm not gonna lie. I like it better than Smock's mesh coils. That's what I'm comparing it to, because that was the first mesh coil that I ever tried. So, I mean, the flavor is better. But here's where the gripes come in. Why would you include a mesh coil? Why would you include a mesh coil that's gonna burn on your own mod? I noticed it when I put it on the Puma that even at 50-55 watts, after 2, maybe 3 hits if you were lucky, it would dry hit and it would start to burn. So I figured, okay, well maybe it's not meant for that much power. I don't know what, but previous experience before I put it on the Puma is it didn't burn when I was on the stick. So I popped in another coil. Did the same thing, except on the stick. Just watch. That hit was slightly burnt and dry. You can't take long hits on these coils. I don't know if it's defective coils or what, but the coils suck. I can take drags off of this mesh coil by Smock, the company that everybody loves to hate. Long drags, constant drags, with no burning. But we'll get over that in a different video, because we're going to go over a couple different kinds of mesh coils in a different video. All that to say, why would you include a fucking horrible coil with your starter setup? People are going to be vaping on this, and their coils are going to burn, and they're going to go through them like crazy, because they don't realize that they can't take more than 3 hits at a time before it'll dry hit and it'll possibly burn it. They can't take more than 4 to 5 second hits before it'll burn it. Now, a lot of people don't vape more than 4 to 5 seconds at a time, so they're okay. But why would you include coils that are so tiny and not without the wicking? Just, I don't know if the wicking sucks or there's not enough cotton or what, but they burn really easy. So that's gripe number 3. Now, overall, I do like the look of this, even though it looks like a fucking lighthouse on top. Like, no, wait, that's a barge. You know what I mean? Just imagine a little light going, or like the memory stick from, here, look at this. And then your memory's gone. Memory of how bad this review is. But no, overall, I think it's a good looking device. It functions well as long as you stay within certain parameters. But the coil head just, no. Need to go back to the drawing board and fix that, because that's not good. This is a starter kit for newbie vapors. Saw it in my local shop, one of my local shops, and I was like, okay, I'll pick that up because we're doing a certain amount of starter devices right now. I figured it'd be a good, easy review to do. I've heard good things about the Cascade tank, and it's just no. So factoring in the bad stuff with the good stuff, the cons and the pros, I'm gonna rate this like a 4.5. I'm gonna rate it a 4.5, not a 5. If you stay within the parameters, it's a good little vape, but the fact that they include a coil that is not meant for newbie vapors just irks me to no end. Like, I am an experienced user. I've been vaping for almost 5 years, if not 5.5. And there was no rating on here for for how you should vape this, that you shouldn't vape it past that. And I know that's a big problem with a lot of people who use mesh, but why include a mesh coil if it's going to burn? Why wouldn't you warn your people buying this? But yeah, so my overall rating for the Cascade 1 Plus SE, 4.5. Oh, and then it leaked just now. Yay! We'll see you guys next time with reviews like I said. Vaping saves more lives than the amount of dots that Pac-Man has guzzled.